This started as a video to help someone learn in Street Fighter 6, before I realised that it's something that nobody really talks about. So shoutouts to Richard for this one, hope it's helpful, and I hope it's helpful to anyone else picking up a modern fighting game that's in need of a tutorial. There's been a secret tutorial in the Street Fighter games going back to Street Fighter 4 that many of us enjoy. It helps us learn the game faster, helps us pick a character faster, and generally gets us online and playing with as few barriers and questions as possible. Let's see if you've spotted it. For someone like myself that obsesses over good quality tutorial content, or someone that had to learn links with virtually no help whatsoever in Street Fighter 4, this is probably quite obvious. But if this is something that you've already noticed, know that you're probably taking part in one of those secret in-crowd things that Gerald at Korea Gaming talked about in Analysis, the Need for Community, and it's really something quite special. The Street Fighter series has always been criticised for a lack of good tutorial content, and when you stack it up against some of the tutorial masters like Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, the Under Night series, Skullgirls, Footsies, Them Fighting Herds, and Killer Instinct, by comparison, Capcom give you little more than a sandwich and a slap on the back of the head before they send you out into the wasteland on your fighting game adventure. Street Fighter 6 has done a lot to combat this reputation and has, if anything, overcompensated with a mountain of single-player content, tutorials and training tools around every corner. But one of their fastest, most informative and hidden in plain view tutorials is still in the game and somewhat underappreciated by beginners. Of course, if you haven't guessed yet, I'm referring to the combo trials. Well, not specifically the combo trials, more so the subtext of the combo trials. It might be easier if I show you. Here we have Honda, no tutorial to be seen, just an enunciator telling us to press 2 buttons. For anyone playing a fighting game for the first time, or who just plays fighting games whenever the fighting game they played as a kid gets a new one with a number on it, this trial is simply a level that the game is challenging them to get past. Do the combo, get a success notification, get a harder combo, repeat until you've ran out of all of the combos. Maybe you get a fancy title or something at the end of it all so you can tell everyone in Battle Hub that you did all the combos. Good for you. For a returning player, however, especially one with some intention to tear through opponents online or at their local scene, this is the first door to the secret tutorial mode, and the key to opening it is to ask, why? Why is the first thing I'm being shown a target combo? Why is it this target combo? Why is the dummy set to block after first attack? Why is it telling me to view the command list when it's already telling me what buttons to press? The point here is to not get past the tutorials, it's to go through them. I've talked about this before with Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. In that game, the trial tells you to go away after each one and only come back after you've hit certain ranks. Just rinsing the trials as fast as possible is the junk food of fighting games. All dopamine and empty calories, very little in the way of nourishment. So here we're being told he has target combos. We're also getting lights to mediums, which is always nice in a Street Fighter game. We're prompted to view the target combos. Because of that guard after first attack, we can see that not all target combos are guaranteed, and hopefully that raises some more questions too. Moving on, a classic jump in to sweep high to low. We've been given a button that'll start a combo and a button that'll end a combo and get a knockdown. Next, a special cancelable medium into hands. At this point, it's worth asking yourself how many people are learning about cancels for the first time by reading this in the actual tutorial mode, and how many actually learn it by feel and by throwing every timing they can think of at trial 3 until they beat it. Show don't tell, right? Same can be said for anyone coming back to Honda and seeing that they no longer have to piano as inputs. I kinda wish you still could, more on that in another video. Next, a standing heavy into any headbutt. There's a lot that this simple action can teach you, but the big thing here is that you're probably not getting any further with Honda or any charge character if you can't figure out that sacred covenant of ABC. Always be charging. In this instance, the fact that you can charge both charges with a down back, allowing you to back charge without losing your position, and down charge whilst also blocking. Next trial, you put a bunch of that stuff together to do a target combo into a special cancel into a combo ender with a knockdown. Next, how do we conceal a charge inside other moves in order to special cancel charge moves? Next, when can we start that charge and squeeze a charge cancel into shorter combos? Next, how do we conceal the charge behind a move without complementary directions, and when can we feasibly release the charge? Also, if we're doing the classic combo method of starting with the last move first, we're learning that the dummy is blocking here, but the drive system is allowing us to still land a combo due to screen position. And we pressed an extra button at some point, and the move did something cooler. And at this point we're at Intermediate 1, after learning several things about Honda, charge characters, Street Fighter, and the Street Fighter 6 fighting game system. How many concepts did we cover there? How many of them would a beginner consider to be beginner concepts? How far into the proper tutorial would we have to get in chapters or minutes to learn some of this stuff? These tutorials may not give you the most optimal tournament viable combos, they may not explain what it is that they're trying to teach you, but one of the biggest mistakes you can make is to enter this mode and assume that the objective here is execution. Unless you're doing those combo trials, they just want to know how much Beatmania you've played. But most good trials are providing you with a barrier and asking you to learn something to get over it. It's important because to many people this is your first encounter in the art of communicating through fighting, whether it's a lesson, a reference, or just a waypoint to let you know you've still got work to do. This communication through the game is at the core of what fighting games are all about. It's why we viscerally understand moments like the Daigo parry and the Tokido taunt combo, and the reason why that one Akuma player online winds us up but all the other ones don't. So next time you're stuck on a trial in a new fighting game, remember to take your time and enjoy the unspoken tradition of developers telling fighting game players that the answer always lies in the heart of battle.